I don't know how Nathan Caprani gets up at 4 o'clock every morning. Right, so we're going to set this bath out today, get this bath in. And a few people in my last video asked where the diamond corset was from. This is how good the Chippy is at buttering up batches. I thought that was a slice of cheese. This is how much of a good job it is. Look, the lads asked where they want battens and boards for the rads to be on. And the Chippy's walked in and he's gone, sort of stood there dead a bit sheepish like. He's gone, Mark, I've got something to tell you. I went, what's that? He went, I've hit your van. Oh, I didn't want to get up this morning. You know when you wake up and you feel like you've just literally blinked and that's the night gone. I don't know how Nathan Caprani gets up at 4 o'clock every morning. Fair play, Nath, but the only time I'm getting at 4 o'clock in the morning is if I need a piss in the middle of the night. Right, so heading back over to this house renovation. I think I mentioned it in the last video. Heading over there to start getting the baths in, showers in. Rads are ordered, hopefully they'll get delivered soon so we can start getting them in. So it's just basically from now I'll probably be based on this job pretty much solidly, be it shooting off to do little bits and bobs that come in. So we're heading over there now. I'll swing into the shop, grab some bacon and whatnot for Dave's Grills. That might make that a segment in the videos. Dave's Grills, what we're having. I might do actually. Right, I'll get over there and get the van unloaded and go from there. Sorted, there we go. Breakfast sorted. Oh yeah, before I forget, thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscriptions. And I'll also add a link down here to my Instagram page where I'm always uploading pictures and little videos and stuff like that. So jump on that as well if you want. And I will get over to that job now once we get through all this bloody traffic. Right, so we're going to set this bath out today, get this bath in. So it's just in possession at the minute. Loose. I've measured the height of the bath panel from the floor, but we might have to tweak that, and I'll show you why now. But mark straight down here, because we're going to drill the waste through roughly around there. But what it is on these legs for this bath, I always like to put like that underneath the legs because it spreads the weight of the bath. Otherwise you've only got 4 points or 5 if they've got a middle section. Just with all the weight being on these bits here. Yes, they've got little spaces on these ones just to sort of spread it that little bit, but I prefer to get some timber under each leg. But we've roughly got that set to the height. We've got nothing more on here, so what I might have to do is cut this leg down here just so we can wind it up that little bit further to get that in, or the Chippy might have something a bit thinner, a bit of 10mm or something like that, just to spread the weight. So we'll have a look at that and just address that little thing. Just to spread the weight. I don't like it on 4 fixed points. And a few people in my last video asked where the diamond corset was from. It's a cracking set. You mainly use sort of that one, and that's good for when you're doing soil pipes. You know where the flange of the actual fitting needs to sit in the wall as well. And that's just that little bit bigger. But yeah, this set is, that's the one. Tool station to sell it. So they also do this is the 5-pack, I think. Yeah, they also do the 3-pack set, which is a little cheaper. I don't think you get that one in it, and don't think you get that one, and don't know. Anyway, that's where it's from. Tool station.
The jog house traffic lights all the way back to Black Prince Road.
Hole drilled through. We'll get the waste pipe in now. Right, so I just unscrewed this leg off just to see. So that was exactly where it was screwed to. just to see if I could cut it, you know, where my thumb is, about that much off the thread to allow it to sit that little bit further up, but unfortunately the thread is in that bit. So what we're going to have to do instead then is cut the bolt down, and then we can take it further up, take it right up and do it that way. So we just trim the end of that thread off on each one and do it that way. Right, so what I've done, I took the bottom nut off, the one that locks the leg. These two are still locking it in, but the bottom one that locks the leg. So with the cap on the bottom of there, we still, because we need 535 give or take, so we've got 10, we can get a 10mm board underneath to span these legs and them legs. Make me feel a bit better with that. So we'll mark them up, get that cut, get it slid in and start fitting the bath in. What we've got this morning, bit of bacon in Dave's grills. Oh. I have to get you some chef whites, Dave.
New drip tries, what's in order?
Cobb's batches, or is it Cobb's batch? What else do people call them? Oh, batch rolls, yeah. Tell me what it is. This is how good the Chippy is at buttering up batches. I thought that was a slice of cheese. Our kid's done, look at this, look. I'll just scrape it clean off with it, even leave bits of toast residue and that in the butter. There's even a tea boy, look.
All over it.
So on this bath panel, we've got the correct height to install your bath for this panel is 541mm from the finished floor. So we're going to set the bath to that height now, and then we know the panel's going to fit in perfectly. Always, or if you're putting a bath in, always set it to the height of the panel if there's a panel supplied. Otherwise, it'll end in tears. So marked 541 on the floor because I'm about to forget and save me walking back and forth trying to do it. So what are we at the minute with the supply? We're not far off, so we can just tweak it all up a little bit, level the bath off, and we're good to go. Right, so we've got the 541 from the lip to the floor. So I've levelled these two off and level that back corner one to get the back edge completely level. So this edge is level, that edge is level. We'll now move over to here. Yep, that edge is level. Right, sorted, we've got that one on now. That's perfect. So they're all completely levelled up now. So what I'll do now is I'll mark underneath the bottom of the bath and down the back edge. Just put two battens down the back so the bath can just sit perfectly onto that. And we know the height's okay there for the shower, for the bath panel. And then I might get the Chippy to just brace this corner a little bit and just this edge, just because I always find these edges with a big sort of overhang like that, just put a bit of timber down there just to brace that bit. And then I think the taps on this one, I'll double check, I think they're going in this corner. So we can drill the taps in, get it all sealed in, or in fact, I think they've got to put another board on here, just to take the span up here. So they'll get that done. So got the battens in for the bath to sit on. So we can offer that in, sit it on there, we know exactly where it's going to be. And we know it's going to be supported all round. And it's not going to drop. So that's into position now with you can't really see it. I've got the battens on underneath, that's solid. Obviously it'll be screwed back, but we've got to take it out yet, we've got to put the taps in, and I'm going to leave it loose for the moment because they're going to stick, I think, another two boards on there and skim just to bring that flush. Whoever built that cupboard, it was just that little bit too far over, it's not a problem. Fit the waist on this now, so that will go obviously under there. Then this fits, I've got to take the film off the bath yet, but this fits like so, like that, and then bits on like that. So we'll get that in, and we can work from there. But don't forget, I've done it before years ago. Baths come with a film on them, so I always just peel it off around here, and leave it covering the rest of the bath up. Peeled that back, we'll clip that into place, like so. Put that in there. So I always usually put a bit of silicone around there, but again, this is one of them baths that seems to not want silicone on it. I might just put a little bead around there for my own peace of mind, to be honest. No, well, I'm not going to put any sealant on it, and I'll tell you why. I always usually do, and I've never had an issue. So this comes with this rubber, so I'm going to put that on and just see if it passes or not, just as a bit of a test, really. It's not a problem at the minute the way the house is. We can always just whip it out, dry it off, and add some sealant, but just for a bit of a test.
Perfect preparation.
So look,
poor performance.
Yeah, the Chippy's brought me up here. This is how much of a good job it is. Look, the lads asked where they want battens and boards for the rads to be on. See? Good to me, they are. Good to me. Proper job. Right, there we go. Waste in, connected up there. I'll leave the cap on it here, and it's got the bit to go in the top. It's got like a push button that goes in the top. We'll leave that off for the minute because the bath's got to come out. I'll mark up the taps and get them in. Here we go. The bit we all hate, drilling baths. So we've worked out roughly for the throw of the spout. We've worked out the arc of here, put it onto here. So we've worked out just where each tap's going to go. Took a picture, sent it over to the client. They've okayed it. So because they're just single taps, they're not mixer taps, and but they okay where they want them. You know, that's where they're going to go. So we'll get drilling up, and we'll see what happens. Sometimes you just got to go in, both feet first. There we go, just got these tightened up underneath now, got the box spanner on them. Yep. Perfect. So a treat I do once they're there we go. Yeah, when you come to drill baths, just don't overthink it. Just mark it up. You know where it's going to go. Hit it with a drill. Once it's done, basically. So that's it. Waste in, taps in. Not fixed it yet because, as I say, got to get that boarded, double boarded, skimmed, just to take up that difference there. Once that's done, drop it back in, get the front on, and then piped up. Right, so it's Friday, and I thought it was only fair that I went and got some meat and some food out to go on today's grill. So I've popped to the butcher's here, grabbed some sausages, bacon, stuff like that for Dave's grills today. So Friday's little task is getting this bath in, connecting the filler, because it fills through the top on this one, but we can expose it from behind of the shower valve. However, the issue we've got is what they're having, because there's short of room in here, the towel rails go in here, but the top of the bath is going to sit at that point. Or if we're going to, well, it's going to come up about 20 mil more. So we spoke to the customer, we're going to have to bring those rad pipes up there, otherwise it's just too messy here. But this is perfect time to get it done. Little tweak here and there, finished job, bang on. So we'll bring that out. Just means cutting a bit of the board out and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Right, so we cut across the top, cut across the bottom, so this is, I hope, I mean, I've been dead careful, but I hope I haven't caught any pipes behind, but have a look. Hopefully not.
Let's get to Italy. Now they went to a very unusual rocks. Basically means shut up and listen.
Thank God for that. Just wait. So, turn that off, cap off. So what we'll do is, that's basically, well, let's put it back in and show you. So, we've got to trim out that bit there, and then cut there, and just alter the pipes internally to basically come out there. So that's in the way, of course it is. That's in the way. Bit of trimming to do. Yeah, so I'm going to have to trim out these as well, just to get the pipes into there. Right, so that bit's out now. So what I'll do is get the soldering gear out of the van, come off there with an elbow and then out. And then the same with here. Alter that, I'll probably come off, alter it, come out where it needs to go. I'm not going to clip them, and I'll tell you why. Because when they come out, just so you've got that little bit of movement on them, then when it's all tiled and that, I'll put them chrome shrouds, or to be fair, they'll probably get the brass shrouds to go over it to complement the suite. But that's why I always leave them loose, so you've got a little bit of movement. It can just get you out of the shit a little bit if it's dead tight. Also had the chimney sweeps out on site today, getting all the chimneys done. There's that one there. I think that might be in here actually. Clean that one out. Painter, look, walking around, hands in his pockets. Oh, painter's waiting for the paint to dry. Love it. Empty. So yesterday lunchtime, I sat having lunch at this job, and the Chippy's walked in and he's gone, sort of stood there dead a bit sheepish, like, he's gone, "Mark, I've got something to tell you." I went, "What's that?" He went, "I've hit your van." Now, as you probably gathered, you might have gathered in some of the videos, I'm quite precious about my van. I quite like my van. There it is, I quite like it. So he's come in, and fair play, he could have just not said anything because it's a tiny, tiny mark, but I'll show you. Just down this side here, you can hardly see it, but I can see it, and that's what, it's just a tiny little dent in it here. See, I'm even struggling to show you. Anyway, he's dented it a little bit there. But fair play to the Chippy, like I say, working on site, it's one of them things, sometimes your vans will get knocked and banged and stuff like that, but fair play, he come and told me, and you've got a dent guy coming out next week. I think it's 100 quid or something like that. So the Chippy said he'll weigh me in for that. So, but I just take pride in my van. Take pride in your van, pride in your work, and it just shows. So that's that. So next Sunday's video, we'll probably have the dent guy taking the dent out the back of my van. But it's all real life. These things happen. So you can see the process of that. And I also get a lot of people comment on the number plate. It's quite good, isn't it? And I get a lot driving through the local town where I am. A lot of people, you can see them as you drive along, you can see them going, "That says toilet." But it's just great for business. A plate like that, plumbing plate. The Pimlico plumbers down in London, they've got plates on all their vans. I've got that one, I've got another one that says cistern. And I've also got, well, I've got one for sale. BO61 ORD. I'll put a link to it, but spaced slightly differently for show purposes. It says Boglord, so I've got that up for sale if anyone's interested. Drop me a message. And as I say, it's great for business. OD on carbs today. Look at all that lot. Warming the buns. No fucking frills on this job. See, I know you all want to know what we're having for lunch. Alright, so we've altered those pipes now, and they should, in theory, tally up where we want them to go. Perfect. So we'll get this fixed in, get that other board put back on, and then ready for tiling when we come to it and get the bath in then. It'll tweak, but it just say, noticing that issue now just saves it down the line. You know, spoke to the customer, yeah, shift it up, you know, a couple of inches, job done. It's all about communication. There we go, done. Now I guarantee you I'll have to fix one of these two pipes coming out here, because I know the plasterers will bend it. Mark my words, everyone knows, if you work on sites, you know, plasterers will bend their pipes. I'll probably get grief now for only plasterers watching, but mark my words. So we're on to fitting the bath now. Now this filler is going to sit at the back of the bath like that. And this pipe here has got to connect onto one of them. So I've got to cap the other one off, because the valve's already mixing it. That's for if it comes through from a separate hot and cold, hot on the left, cold on the right supply. Whereas this is coming out there already mixed from that valve. So I've got to cap one of them. What I'll do is fit it to the bath, but I've got to cap one of them off, and then just this one, for instance, will come straight off there into the back there. So we'll get it fixed onto the bath and off it in place and work out how we're going to do it. So unlike that other bath that we fitted, trying to sort my light out. It's a pain in the arse, this bathroom, not having no proper light. But anyway, so unlike that other bathroom, that other waste that we fitted, this one has just got a normal waste, washer, or the lower part of the waste kit. So what I'll do is what I always do, silicone around there, put the washer into place, silicone around there, that'll go on the bottom of the bath. Then I'll disregard that one, silicone all the way around there, tighten it into the bath. That's how I do it, and I've never had an issue with it. So we'll get that siliconed up and put into place on the bottom of the bath. Around that. That's tightened in, if you can see it, with no light in here, so I'll smooth that silicone round in a second and peel the plastic back. Got that one in, I'll wipe that round now, clean it up, and then I know it's not going to leak. Right, I've worked out what I'm going to do with this valve now. I've just got the bath upended at the minute, just to work on it. But, so with this, it comes supplied with the flexors. So what I'm going to do is get this flexor here and just put a cap on the end of this, basically future-proofing it, if anyone ever wants to get on the end of that at any later date. So that one will be capped off. That one will be going to the feed pipe, to the mixed water valve, because it comes straight out the valve straight into there, out the thermostatic valve into there, from there into the bath filler. So cap it, connect that one up. So that's the bath into position, waste in, and we can get behind it to pipe that up. Just got to get some boards for under the legs, because as you know I like to put those boards to spread the weight. So we're going to chop up a couple of those, get them under there, get the height set. This one's having a custom bath panel, so we don't have to be governed by the height, but we'll probably do it about 520 to the bottom lip here, and then get it all sealed in. Right, bath's in, so we'll now go underneath, mark along here the lines, the the edges of it so we can get some lath on each side, some timbers on each side for the bath to sit down onto. Oh, lunchtime, the clients turned up with a little present for the lads on site. I think I might drag this job out a little bit. Decisions. Battens on all the way around the bath. So now, because we can get, what I'm going to do is take this board here, is the other side, we'll take that off and get this bath in, sat in, positioned in, bolted down, sealed in, and then we can do all the connections from the rear and get the waste in. So when you're having a bath like this with the fittings at the rear of the bath and there's no way of sort of accessing them, luckily these clients were dead understanding and they wanted this anyway, but this is gonna be like a walk-in wardrobe sort of thing. But we've got this panel which is access to the rear of the shower and the rear of the bath. So we'll whip this off now and then I can connect off that valve that's around there, off and under the bath. And you know, if ever there's an issue, you've got access to it. There's a lot of people fit these taps and that at the back of baths and they just, you know, you can never ever get to them. There we go, look. So that bath's in, that's the one I've capped off. This one just connects straight onto there. Or to be fair, I could probably, oh I will actually, I will just connect it straight on there. Because the bath's in. See, perfect. It's all about forward planning. Go. Sorted. So that's connected in. So the valve the other side of there comes down here as mixed and then out up there into the bath filler, onto that pipe, into the bath. Job done. So we've sealed all the way around it now, as I always do with silicone, all the way around. So that will just sit now because there's no water on in the building. That will just sit and go off. It's battened underneath, so that's not dropping or moving anywhere. And then, as per usual, tile down. You know, it'll be tiled to sort of here anyway. So it's double sealed. But the clients literally just stuck their head in and they love the brass contrast. And when the tiles are on that brass shroud around there, yeah, it's coming together. Right, it's Friday, done and dusted. Just have a tidy up, get the tools in the van, and head home. Ready for the weekend. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.